Of all of the travels that I've done, 193 countries, I've done a lot of it solo, I've done a lot of it with friends, I've done a lot of it to visit friends. The person who has been with me the most, in the most amount of countries, is Kelly.
And we even broke up like 3.5 years ago.
My ex-girlfriend. We've been to 25 countries together.
Yes.
So that's a lot of good memories.
Yes.
What do you think was our best trip?
Our best trip was Tajikistan.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I love Tajikistan, and I even got thrown off of a farm horse and thought I was going to be semi-injured, but I wasn't.
Aren't you though?
Actually, my back still does click, which is unfortunate.
Tajikistan was wonderful. Tajikistan, super mountainous Central Asian country, and
just truly beautiful in the springtime.
We found out that there was a direct flight from the UAE, and that the hotels that I have points at had just opened up a hotel there, and so we went for a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, and I would say the highlight of that trip was we took a really rocky car ride to this beautiful mountain lake. Iskandar, named after Alexander the Great, who in Tajik is named Iskander.
A lot of places named Iskander. I think his name was Iskander.
Yeah, he was obviously got around geographically, had a huge spread of his territory. But so the lake was like a perfect reflection, and it was crystal, not crystal, but it was like bright blue. So like a very bright blue, and then perfect reflection of the mountains.
And it's cold. I skinny dipped.
Yes. It was also extremely stagnant, which was why I did not skinny dip. It was very fun to go to restaurants and like try to figure anything out.
We had the people at the hotel make a list of like 5 good dishes in Tajik, and then we would just show that at every restaurant. We'd be like, do you have one of these? And they'd
be like, yes. Because then we ended up at this other place where it was like full of people, like lots of families and like crowds, people were eating there at like big round tables, and then they had like a entire meal like belly dancing show with like many different dancers that was going on. So that was fun. So then we took the car ride back, and we didn't understand why our guide wanted to bring a friend to help him drive, because we were like, you're driving a car, like hopefully it's not so complicated, hopefully what you're doing enough that you have a friend. Until we got on the road, and then we realized why, because it's a terrifying road. We took a tunnel that had a pothole that I'm convinced was the size of like a kiddie swimming pool. And he was like, oh, I've never done this road before. I wanted somebody who had. There's like this like little valley part. So it was like green, and then there were trees. It was like kind of seemed like a cherry blossom orchard, actually, that was in full bloom. And then out of, there just these German shepherd puppies bouncing around in the grass. So it's like beautiful sunlight, cherry blossoms everywhere, really good greasy rice and meat, and then puppies.
Oh, I feel like one of our best trips, the most beautiful trip, was the Maldives.
Maldives was pretty baller.
We did a big road trip in southern Africa. So we landed in Joburg, we drove to Swaziland, then we drove into Mozambique, and then back into Swaziland, and we went all the way like through the Free State to Lesotho. We did a couple trips to Africa, one to visit my farm in Tanzania.
Yeah, and we took it was like 8 hours of buses from Dar. We left at like 5 a.m. But I remember before we went, so I was like, oh, is there anything you want to do? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't really need to worry about safari because we're going to take a bus that goes through a national park. And I was like, all right, that seems like a loophole, but sure. But like, sure enough, we took one of the buses through the national park. And I mean, I don't think there was anything super like big 5, but we definitely saw like giraffes, elephant, zebras everywhere, which was really fun. And then when we got to the village, we met the family that you like eat your meals with and hang out with, and they were lovely. And we cooked with them and hung out and stuff, and we would dance with all your friends, which was really nice. I killed a chicken.
We rode our bikes a lot, remember?
Yes, we biked. No, it was very nice. Like, there was absolutely no cell service, and it was just like hanging out with people. We were walking through the village one day, and I was like, God, everybody walks slowly. Why is this way? And so I was like, it's relaxed. Like, where do we need to be right now? Like, you can walk slow.
Yeah, it's really special.
I was like, oh, I get it. I was visiting my cousin, in Cape Town after I finished working here, and then was there for 5 days. So that's when I found out I got into med school. It's very exciting. Landed in Cape Town, opened up an email. And then then I flew and met you in Joburg, and then we stayed at Ponte Towers. Google it, very fascinating building. Very interesting. In Berea. Questionable neighborhood.
We've also done New Zealand. I was working in New Zealand for 2 months, and at work I was able to bring my significant other out. Kelly was lucky enough to be my significant other at the time.
Oh, wow.
So we took a few weeks there.
Yeah, that's what I call my lost in translation experience, where I lived at a hotel. There was no Bill Murray, and Sal didn't go on a trip by himself to a different part of Japan. But everything else was the same.
And we did road trips in the North Island and then a road trip in the South Island.
Yes.
We went
to Queenstown.
Queenstown,
Very
Milford Sound.
snowy. I did get sick. We did not ski.
Right.
Sal's friends got engaged there.
Yeah.
That was a fun.
Now they're married. I went to their wedding.
Yeah.
The first trip that we ever did was when we were in college, and we both were part of the race in Jordan, the Dead to Red, where you run from the Dead Sea all the way to the Red Sea. That was really intense.
That was 242 kilometers run by 10 people. Tired.
Remember what we learned, or what we kept saying then, is that as long as you keep a smile on, your body can do amazing
You're fine.
things.
Which was true, because we were getting in and out of a van after doing like sprints, like a kilometer, 500 meters or 200 meters, and then you just sit in a van again, and it was winter in Jordan, so cold and snowy and wet. So you get very stiff.
But then we went the next day to Petra.
Ooh.
And it was snow everywhere. We got stuck in the snow on our way out of Petra.
Pulled the van over to the side of the road, and I just walked, it was super foggy. You couldn't see anything, so I just walked 20 feet into the fog. Was positive I could see nothing, but I knew that everything was really close to me. And then heard a big dog barking somewhere in the distance. And I was like, oh no. If that dog goes for me right now, I'm done, because I can't see anything, and it can definitely smell me. Nothing came, it was fine.
We also did a huge road journey in Eastern Europe for Christmas 2014.
I would call it an overland journey.
Yeah. We first were in Russia with a friend of mine, and we decided...
Technically first we were in Kiev.
Oh yeah, we were in Kiev for a day.
Surprise.
And then we went...
For all of us.
We broke into the top of a cathedral in Kiev.
We did. We snuck into the top of a gold dome church.
Yeah. And I've been back to Kiev since then, and we definitely snuck it. It's not open.
It didn't seem like there was a lot of tourism infrastructure on that particular
at the time,
chapel.
2014.
Yeah, so it turned out in 2014 the Kiev-Moscow route was a little politically tenuous. And I think we flew back through Kiev when we flew from Russia to Moldova. And we got to security from the Russia to Ukraine flight. Go to the bathroom, come back, Sal's still in immigration line. They're like, why do you have so many stamps? What are you doing? Are you a journalist? At which point I was like, oh, what's the contingency plan if he goes? I was like...
On that trip, we then went from Ukraine to Russia, Romania, Bulgaria, and Serbia.
I met a girl recently who was like, I'm from Romania. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's in Eastern Europe. And I was like, oh, do I know? And then I was like, I thought I was going to die in a mountaintop in Romania.
Oh yeah, we almost stayed at this ice hotel.
Almost.
We booked a night at this ice hotel.
We paid for an ice hotel.
Where you sleep on a bed of ice, and you get given huge coats, and the whole hotel is made out of ice.
And when we say hotel,
it's like it's an igloo.
Yeah.
Another time we were in Bulgaria for New Year's Eve,
yes.
2014. And we went to the ski slopes.
Yes.
And Kelly is Norwegian, born on skis. I grew up in Indiana, very flat. And we took the gondola up to the top of the mountain. And when we get there, it was the first time I had snowboarded in 5 years. And they said to us, there's a big storm coming. You either have to go right now down on the gondola, unless you think you're fast enough to get to the bottom. And Kelly was just like, yeah, I think we can do it.
I was like, let's try. We might as well. Like, we had taken the bus for like an hour outside of the city and like had rented all the ski equipment, you know. I was like, all right, we might as well get one run out of this. Which we did.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I finally, by the end, I felt really good. Like
yeah, it was, I mean, the snow was super soft. It was lovely.
Yeah, and you were saying that we were going down one course that's where they were making the snow, so all the new snow was just blowing in our face.
Yeah, it was like we were just going into a snowmaking jet.
But
that was very cold.
On that same trip, we were in Romania, and we had rented a car.
Yes.
And we had accidentally put the GPS.
Oh, on shortest, not fastest route.
Yeah, on like shortest route, not fastest route.
A lot of country roads.
And so we were in like Transylvania, and we there's that blizzard, and it was a whiteout. We had like, you know, it was so, you couldn't see even 1 foot in front of you. It was completely white.
We've done a lot of rental cars.
We've done a lot of winter rental cars, because also in New Zealand. So we went to the Sir Banias Island, which is this like previously private, now public island, a couple hours away from Abu Dhabi. And that was awesome. We went like horseback riding.
We did biking.
Mountain biking.
And running.
Right after Kelly had graduated university, I was working in Pakistan. She was staying in Norway for the summer. I decided for her graduation present, I'd fly us to meet halfway in Greece, in Athens, for like this like romantic weekend. And I had told the staff at the Hotel Grand Breton that it was our honeymoon. Yeah. And so we got
very nice service.
Yeah.
They were very, very excited for us. And then we had to kind of be like, maybe it's like our pre-engagement celebration. There were a few ambiguous words that went around.
We got like a rose petal on our bed.
Yeah, we got fruit.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
I think it's good that, when they ask if it's a special occasion, it's always a special occasion.
Yes. Well, that's like how you live life.
Yeah. I've had a really great time traveling with you, always.
Yeah, we always have a good time. We have fun. We're very good in adversity when we're traveling.
Yeah.
We're very good problem solvers. We take care of each other. And like we're very good at like making plans. Like even in the moment being like, we're gonna do X, Y, Z, and nobody's ever like bitter about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even our trip this month here in Abu Dhabi to Liwa.
Yeah. Super easy.
Yeah, you're my favorite travel partner. But always on the lookout for new ones. But always on the lookout for new ones.